Alright guys, I'm back. So this video, I'm just going to cover like the things that I've been experiencing over the last couple weeks. A lot of serious discomfort. Um, a friend of mine who I met because I'm pregnant, like on Baby Center, she has the exact same due date as me. And thankfully, I'm not alone because she's been experiencing a lot of the same things that I've been experiencing. Um, I had asked my doctor, I'll just go with the whole like hair thing. So if you're like a little bit weird about talking about like body hair, this is probably your cue to like, like if you gotta walk out of the room for a few minutes, just leave it playing, So yeah, I'm somebody who has very sensitive skin. I cannot go more than 4 or 5 days without shaving, especially because I don't know, like even my armpits, my legs, anywhere, like I just feel like I'm about to get like a rash. Like it's just so itchy. And it's not necessarily because of the hair growing in. I think it's like, especially like when you walk, like if I accidentally like brush my leg against my other leg, or like, your arms moving against your arm skin moving against itself, like it just creates discomfort, and I don't know. So, and then especially because my belly is getting bigger, I can't see to shave in other areas that I used to shave in. So I asked my midwife what she thought about hair and removal, and she said only to shave. Well, even using a razor to shave my legs is very difficult. It hurts really bad. I get really bad razor burn even when I use extra shaving cream, sensitive shaving cream, a brand new blade. I rinse the blade frequently. Like, I've tried every type of possible quick fix that you can use for not getting razor burn, or, shaving with sensitive skin. So she said because of all the chemicals that there are in Veet, not to use Veet. I was like, well, I really wanted to Veet, and Veeting is so easy. And like, I've gotten a Brazilian wax before I went on vacation, and she said to be careful with that because your skin is extra sensitive when you're pregnant. On top of that, a bottle of Veet for the sensitive one is, I don't think it's any more than like $5.99. If anything, it's definitely not more than $8.99. And she said that shaving is best if you have to get a Brazilian wax, but don't use Veet only because of the chemicals. Well, I did a lot of Googling. I had listened to her for like the longest. Like, this has been a long time, like a couple months. And I think it's probably been since like I was 12 or 13 weeks pregnant. And I went online, I did some Googling. I think it was like a week ago, maybe, give or take a few. Um, I did some Googling, and I even went to the Veet website, and it says this product is safe for women, even pregnant women, and, whatever. So I was like, And especially like the sensitive one, it doesn't have like the crazy thing, like the crazy chemicals and stuff in it. Of course, it still has the chemicals it needs to like melt the hair, but, you know. So they just said make sure that you're in a well ventilated area. I had like my little fan going, and the bathroom's not like too small, so I was like, it should be okay. It's a 3-minute cream, but it says that you could leave it on for up to 6 minutes, but under no circumstances longer than 6 minutes. I thought, let's just do 5 and be safe. So I was like, should I do it? Should I not do it? It's kind of like, going AMA, against medical advice. And I'm like, man, I'm just going to do it because I can't deal with this anymore. So I Veeted. I waited 5 minutes because usually I would wait the full 6 minutes. But I was like, let me just do 5 minutes. And then instead of using that little plastic scrapey thingy that comes with it, I just got like a washcloth and, used that. And I just was really gentle. It wasn't like I was exfoliating, it wasn't like scrubbing or anything like that. Just like a gentle, like, I don't know. I would assume it would be like, if you're washing something very delicate. um, and I was just surprised because I had like no razor burn, nothing. Everything was great. My skin was like not freaking out afterwards. And yeah, everything was gone. So, I mean, it's been a couple days now and everything is still gone. So, I would recommend it. I didn't have any problems. I'm gonna let my midwife know that I did use it because I did read that it's okay for pregnant people. And especially because half the medications that she gives me is not okay for pregnant people. I'm pretty sure that if she tells me not to do something because it's not okay for pregnant people, and this actually says it's okay for pregnant people, maybe she won't give me too much crap. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I think it really just depends on your care provider. I've read other women online. They say their care providers don't care. Just make sure you're in a well ventilated area. It's kind of like the same thing as my hair. You see that? It looks darker than it is, but I can dye my hair. I was able to dye my hair the entire time. It's recommended that you don't dye it during the first trimester, but I'm not dyeing it until like a couple weeks before I feel like I may go into labor because I don't want to have like three. I don't even know how many colors it is. It's not two-tone. It's almost like tritone. Or fades. Excuse me. But I was like, yeah, I don't really want like tritone hair in my pictures and, whatever else. And I want my baby to look at me and like recognize me for how I'm always gonna look. So what I'm doing now is I'm not dyeing my hair. I hate it. I look terrible. I'm like, ugh, I hate it. I hate it so much. But I'm growing my hair out because when I dye my hair, I lose so many inches of my hair. So my hair, when I got pregnant, was like to here. And I've gained, I guess, like this much. So maybe like, well, actually, I dyed my hair, what was it? August 10th I dyed my hair. So, like, 17 days before I got pregnant, I dyed my hair. So this has been however many months worth of growth. And like I said, I do lose a lot when I dye it. So I really want to dye it now. I've been thinking about buying a box, and then I'm like, well, maybe I should just get highlights. But like, dude, a box is like $8. Highlights are like $100-something. I don't want to spend any money on my hair. I'm trying to spend money on bills, and then, whatever my son might need whenever he's here. So it's really tempting not to get highlights, just so it doesn't look so bad. And when I get highlights, my hair will keep growing because it's like good stuff. Not saying that the stuff at the store isn't good, it's just that I leave it on for a long time, and otherwise, it might be a little brassy looking, but yeah, so that's another thing that I am allowed to do, I just don't do. And if you do decide to dye your hair, just make sure it's in a well-ventilated area. So yeah, that's been the what's that word? Hygiene side of that. Other things that I've been dealing with, 2 words, leg spasms. Oh my god, nobody warned me about this. So picture this, you're like sleeping, you're like, I'm so comfortable in my bed. And then like it's like 3:59 and 59 seconds, and then bam, 4 a.m. rolls around. And then it's like you have this pain, and it goes from like the top of your foot to the bottom of your foot to the top of your ankle, and then it either goes up the front of your foot, of your leg I mean, or like up the back where your Achilles is, up to your calf. Either one. Sometimes it does both. You never know. And it's not just one leg. It's bilateral. It's both legs. And then it's like it gradually onsets to the point where there's like no return. Once it starts to onset, you cannot stop it. Then I start freaking out. I'm like, ah, ah, like practically screaming, right? And then I get myself out of bed to try to stand on my feet to get the spasm to stop. And you know what happens? My feet are like bricks. I can't even wiggle my toes. I can't straighten my foot. I even got my hand and tried to like move my foot. It was like trying to bend like steel. Like something that a building is made out of. Like I think that would have been easier to bend than my foot at that point in time. And like it really, really sucks. And I just realized that every time I talk my computer shakes, sorry. But it's like it hurts so bad. And then I try to stand on my feet, and you know what happens? My feet are like so hard like bricks that I just fall right back into bed. And I'm not kidding, like it sounds really dramatic, but like it is really dramatic because it hurts like hell. And then, I think just as, what was it, 2 nights ago, it was happening, and it's not like it just lasts for 10 seconds. No, that would be a blessing. This lasts for, like, I'm not kidding, like, at least, like, 3 to 5 minutes, and it hurts so bad. And, like, I was, like, screaming, and I thought my mom was gonna come in my room, be like, oh my god, are you in labor? Thankfully, she heard me, but she was, like, making a slower attempt to see if I was okay. And I was like, no, I'm just having leg spasms, whatever. And, so yeah, I tried to, like, get out of my bed 3 times. Excuse me. And all 3 times, I, like, fell back into bed. Because sometimes I can stand on it, and I try to, like, walk it off. Or, like, I can, and it's like this. It's like, I'm really bad at this whole thing. It's like my foot is almost like it's flexed, and I try to, like, bend it, but no matter how hard I try, like, it will not bend back to how it's supposed to be. Nobody ever warned me about middle of the night spasms. Like, sometimes they said, oh, like, when you're pregnant, you'll get Charlie horses. I've never had a Charlie horse. If that's a Charlie horse, that thing sucks. I thought a Charlie horse is, like, when it goes, like, all the way up your leg. So that happened 2 days ago. Yesterday, my calves hurt, like, a little bit. Like, I just did, like, a new, different type of calf exercise at the gym or something like that. But today, oh my god, like, it's even worse. And I didn't even have a spasm last night, but I did wake up quite a few times last night because I was so worried that I was going to have another spasm. So, yeah, I don't know, I've been trying to, like, stretch it out all day. I took, like, a really, really hot shower. Don't worry, not the whole time. Just, like, towards the end, I put the water directly, like, I moved forward a little bit so it would hit directly where my calves are. My calves hurt so bad, even just to walk. I feel like I'm waddling because of my calves. It's not because I'm pregnant or because I feel like a cow. It's literally because of my calves. They hurt so bad. And it's just weird that they're hurting more on the second day than they did on the first day. So I'm hoping tomorrow it starts to feel better instead of worse. And I really hope that tonight I didn't get one. And I'm, like, trying to think of, like, what could be causing this. And I have an appointment next week, and I'm trying to bear it out so I don't have to call and be like, oh my god, what's happening? Because I've already called so many times for so many things, and I feel terrible, and I don't want to do it again. And I have not called at all in, like, 2 weeks, and the only reason I called 2 weeks ago was because of a prescription. So, I'm not calling the after hours people at all. So, totally lost my train of thought there. Yeah, I have an appointment, I think it's Tuesday. And then the thing that gets me is that I had another anatomy scan for my other OB. I was going to them initially, but then I learned that they did not go to the hospital that I want to deliver at, so that's why I had to find somebody else. And they said they needed me to do another anatomy scan. And I was supposed to have an appointment with them on the 22nd of February, but they just called me, and they said because of research, they want to cancel the 22nd appointment, and they want to see me immediately. So now I'm freaking out, and I'm like, oh god, the anatomy ultrasound that I just did, like, 2 weeks ago was something wrong. Like, of course, like, all these things are going through my head. Like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, if everything's okay, whatever. I've been having contractions for, like, 2 weeks now. I have not had any contractions in the last, like, 3 or 4 days. But, I have had, like, 2 in an hour, and they said if you have more than 5 in an hour to go to the hospital. At my Lamaze class, which I will talk about in a different video, they said if you have more than 4 in an hour, even if it's Braxton Hicks, anything, any type of contraction, to go to the hospital and call your doctor. So, I haven't had anything, and then, I don't know, it's just been, like, way too much. Like, I just really wish that I could take a whole week and not work and just sleep, and I feel like I would feel so much better. And, like, especially now being sick, like, I really just want to sleep. I'm so exhausted. So, I'm going to end this video here, and then I'll talk about in my next video about, like, my high-risk doctor appointment and my Lamaze class.